a snake. They will not harm an ant. They will not harm any living thing, even if it means that a cobra bites them. In their mind, it's their way of dying. Many Japanese have an understanding of reincarnation. Yogis and many of the quote-unquote simple tribes of South America have an understanding of the soul recycling back, and that ancestors will stay with the tribe until the tribe is ready to all recycle back again in physical lifetimes. So your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents will stay until the tribe is ready for its next evolution upward. And then they'll all come back again and try to make things better for everyone in the tribe. So I find it very encouraging, especially with the idea of 2012 coming, December 21st, 2012, that people are searching out answers that are very answerable because their religions are not satisfying them. Now, if you say, well, I go to Mass every day and that's enough for me, great. As long as you understand that you're getting part of your questions answered, and if that is giving you comfort and you're still a kind, loving person, then that's your lesson for this lifetime. If you're saying, well, I go to synagogue every day and I pray for world peace, fabulous. You're doing a wonderful thing. You're thinking not just of yourself, but of everybody else and all other creatures and all forms of life by asking for world peace. And we all know about studies that have been done where meditation groups have gotten together and they've meditated for an hour or 2 or 3 hours and crime has gone down in that area. That's been well documented. I find it very encouraging that people who think the end of the world is coming, and it's not, but there are changes, are looking for better ways of understanding what is going on. To me, that is encouraging. To me, that is saying that people are using their heads, and they're not getting answers from the people they were told to go to. I know that I didn't get any answers when I went to the priest and I would ask questions in catechism class. I like to say cataclysm class, but catechism class. And the priest got to the point where they simply wouldn't even bother looking at me because they didn't want me asking more questions. Well, then I would ask the question out loud. I just was not going to be put off. And when we took the test for confirmation, because I was raised Catholic but fought him all the way, and the question on the test was, true or false, you have to be Catholic to get to heaven. And the answer was yes. And a boy named Stephen and I were outraged, and he stood up. And Father Murray, bless his heart, gorgeous as a movie star, Father Murray said, sit down, I already know what you have to say. The answer is true. You have to be Catholic to go to heaven. I said, not true. That's enough. Well, we got enough other questions right, so thrillingly we got our confirmation, but I told my mother when I was 15, I'm tired of being ignored. I'm tired of them not having answers. You want to give me another beating, that's fine, but I'm not going back. And that was the end of that. So I was asking questions. I studied Judaism because I had neighbors who were Jewish. I studied, we have a pussycat here. We have a visiting pussycat. I studied Lutheranism. I went to the Methodist Church. I went to the Church of England. We had one Church of England on Long Island where I was raised. And I think that's about all we had there at the particular time in Massapequa. So I investigated everyone and everything and started reading everything I could get my hands on. I had completely read the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament. Pussycat! Old Testament and New Testament. Wasn't happy. The Torah is the first 4 books of the Old Testament, and I had already read that, so the rabbi said to me, okay, so what questions do you have? I said, where do you think all this information came from? And let's talk about Lilith, by the way. Oh, we don't talk about Lilith. She's a demon. No, she's not a demon. She was a name of the female aspect of God in the Middle East. She was I'm laughing because we have a little pussycat here who wants attention and keeps jumping up and trying to get kissies. Where is she? Before Adam and Eve. So everybody forgets that Adam had a wife before Eve, only she was not going to be obedient and do what she was told. Lilith had a mind of her own. Lilith didn't eat babies, all this other stuff, the way they try to demonize women. She was a goddess, an aspect of God, a goddess that said, be independent, ask questions, respect the earth, respect your environment, respect your family, acknowledge all times of the day, because certain religions only focused on certain times of the day, whether it's sunrise or sunset. She wanted everybody to be aware of the fact that we have a basically 24-hour cycle on this planet, and we have to focus on the day as much as the night, and vice versa. So people are searching. They're asking questions. They're looking in all kinds of places. And they are looking for answers that make sense to them. And people are fascinated with near-death experiences. Now, when we come back from our break, which is going to be in a minute, we're going to be talking about why religions are not excited about people who have near-death experiences. Wouldn't you think they would be thrilled because it would be proving an afterlife? Well, they're not. So people themselves are asking questions and reading books and finding out from others, especially if you're a hospital worker. Nurses and doctors and technicians are fascinated, and they will go into a room and ask questions of somebody who actually died, whether it's on the operating room table, where they were given medication that they had a bad reaction to, or for whatever reason the person had a near-death experience. They want to know about it. And I told my own doctor about some of my near-death experiences, and he was fascinated. He's not ready to completely believe it, but he'll get around. And he's been all over the world. And you'd think that a man who's been up to the Himalayas and to South America and the tribes down there, wouldn't you think he'd have a more broad-minded perspective on life? He doesn't. But he will someday. Those of us who are into spirituality are not busy trying to convert you into anything. We're not trying to rush you. You'll get there when you're ready. Whether it takes you 100 lifetimes or 1,000 lifetimes or 2 lifetimes, you will get there when you are ready to understand that we are all part of the same energy, all part of the same spiritual air, all part of the same vibration, all part of the same wind chimes, the sounds that vibrate through the wind chimes. Why are they so peaceful? Because they strike chords that vibrate within us, chords of harmony and peace. Take a listen. Next time the wind is blowing, listen to your wind chimes. And quietly close your eyes and take a deep breath and focus on Jesus or Mary or Buddha or Tara, Avalokitesvara, Pele, and I'm not talking about the soccer player, Pele, the fire principle, the goddess of Hawaii, theoretically, but she's the fire principle on this planet. Or just on angels, your own guardian angel. Think of a giant white beam of light. Focus on your pussycat or your dog. I discovered a long time ago that there's more of God in pussycats and dogs than there is in most people. Because they understand the astral world, they see into it, they see our souls, and they know us for who and what we are. And when we come back, this is Linda Bennett, and we're going to be continuing our conversation about spirituality.